Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I know I thought 11 a.m. sounded very early last night when I was sitting at the lounge bar, so I'm glad that you're all awake and here. I talked to a couple of you before we got started. How many people are new? How many of you, is this your first time coming to Affiliate Summit? Oh, well, yay, excellent. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. I hope that you went to the beginner session that Sean was holding a little bit earlier and follow the track that he recommended today. It's going to be really helpful to get you guys all acclimated and introduced to all of the right concepts here. One thing too, knowing that you're all very new, I've been in this industry for 13 years now. I actually started in affiliate marketing before we even knew what affiliate marketing was. It was just kind of like, hey, how can we track these banner ads and pay our publishers on a performance basis instead of paying them for a CPM? So affiliate marketing has been something that's been growing. It's been a great industry. I can definitely say that after 13 years, I'm still learning new things and still very excited about working in this space. What you guys will find here, and please take advantage of it, everybody in this space is very nice and very welcome. If you have a question, you see a speaker, you want to talk to them, just go right up and talk to them. Don't be afraid. A lot of us have big personalities, and we might be, coming right at you, and sometimes we know that can be a little intimidating, so we'll tone it back a little bit. But that's your chance. This is your chance. Affiliate Summit is your chance to go meet people, talk to those people, see those people in person whose blogs you read every day and whose tweets you follow. Go up, shake their hand, thank them, ask them whatever questions you have. I think that you're going to find that they're a lot more open and people are a lot more willing to help than you may have thought they were. So use that to your advantage. So quick background about me. Like I mentioned, I've been in affiliate marketing for 13 years, fell upon it accidentally. My boss at the time he's actually sitting there in the back of the room. That's Todd Farmer. He was the owner of Guerrilla Technologies, and we were selling online marketing tools and really just accidentally decided to build an affiliate marketing tool. And it was a great ride after that. Cowabunga was sold to a publicly traded company. We rolled up with several different online startups and ad networks. I was with that organization for 10 years and then left there and worked for a company called Affiliate Classroom. Learn was the corporate name we went by for 3 years, where we taught affiliates how to make money online, how to use tools like PPC or strategies like PPC and email and so on. So when I talked with Sean about possibly coming and speaking, I said, what would be a good place to start and help people out? And what he and I talked about was we get a lot of affiliates still after years and years of doing this, and many of you may be in this spot where you're thinking, I have this idea, there's something that I want to do, or I know something about this topic or that topic, but how does that turn into a business? How does that turn into something that's a website? How does that make me money? So what I wanted to do was just kind of go over a high-level overview of how that might work. And this really, I'm gearing this towards affiliates, so if some of you here aren't necessarily affiliates, understand that this is for their standpoint. And it can also help you. I know I talked to somebody over on the side here that said they were thinking about building an affiliate program for their company. So, think about this from your affiliate standpoint. Where are they going to be coming in, and what value are they going to be able to bring to you and your company? All right, so let's start. Apparently, this texting doesn't work. This was a great idea to be able to text questions at the end. However, it's not working, so at the end I will have plenty of time for everybody to come up and ask questions. There's a microphone here. If there are those of you that are sitting in the back or something and you're just like, forget it, I am not walking all the way up there, that's okay, just yell out your question. I'll just have to repeat it, but that's fine too. So we can skip that. We'll have time for that at the end. Okay. So here's the overview. A lot of the presenters here will probably tell you that there are no stupid questions, and you've probably heard this your whole life. Oh, there are no stupid questions, ask them. Well, you know what, here there are questions that people are going to label you as stupid for if you ask them. So I'm going to warn you about those right now. So you won't go and ask these to anybody out on the floor. Next thing I want to talk about is delivering value. This is the biggest thing that you'll get from me at any point. If you're just trying to decide, how do I make money? How do I do this? How do I do that? I'm always pointing people back to, how do you provide value? If you provide something of value, there's no way that you can't make money from it. So starting with, how do I provide value, is going to be one of the biggest points that I'm going to try to drive home to you today. The next thing is, what can I provide? So what are those things that you can provide to offer that value? There's content, there are tools, there's a lot that you can be doing. I also want to have a quick discussion about keeping the end in mind. There's a reason that you're building something. You want to make money, right? I mean, who in here doesn't want to make money? Right? Okay, we all want to make money. So that's definitely something that we want to do, but we have a lot of options in making money. So I want to kind of lay out a few of those options and let you guys know what to think about. Then where is that money? Obviously, we're here at Affiliate Summit, so let's talk about some affiliate products. I also want to talk to you about affiliate managers and how they need to be your new best friends. And then free traffic. So how many people here think that traffic is an issue when it comes to building your first website and getting something going? How many of you are thinking, like, I don't know where on earth I'm going to get traffic, right? Okay, no, a few people are at least nodding. That's something that can be scary. But I want to show you that it is possible and it's out there, and it's not as hard as you think it is right now. All right, so let's get started with stupid question number 1. Okay, so how much money can I make? Oh my God, please do not ask anybody this question, okay? And I swear, somebody will still come to me and be like, yeah, but really, how much money can I make? Okay. You can make nothing. That's very easy. Actually, you can lose money. Let's be straight up honest, right? Because it costs you money to buy a domain name, even if it's $7, whatever, it's $7. Even if it costs you $19 to get that hosted with Bluehost or something, it's, oh, okay, now we're up over the 20s, right? We're getting into $30. So it's going to cost you a little bit of money to get started at something like this. Now, this really is one of those things. It's up to you. This is completely up to you. Now, let me give you an example. I love stories, I love analogies, so they just happen to work. I have 2 friends. Both of them have a teaching degree, right? My one friend, Tara, she's great. She's a wonderful teacher. She makes $18,000 a year working for a charter school just outside of Detroit, right? Waitresses during the summer to try to make ends meet. Tara's a great teacher. She's a great person. But that's all she really, that's the limit that she went to. She didn't go and get her master's. She didn't go for her PhD. She didn't work hard to try to get a job somewhere else. She's not working her way up at this charter school that she's working at. She's okay. She's hanging out at 18. She's okay. Now I have a friend who works at the University of Michigan. He's a professor. He's amazing. He's got a huge salary, I'm sure. I don't know what his number is, but I know it's up there. And he also works on projects that are grant funded. So he's got 2 sets of income coming from pretty much the same degree, the base degree that they both started with. He just did a lot more with it. He spent a lot more time investing on his career and investing on his future and working towards the goal of becoming a professor and getting these grants and doing the things he's doing. So it really is what you do with the cards that you're dealt, right? And you all are getting a great education by being here. You're going to have a great start at your affiliate marketing businesses. But it's up to you to make it not $0 and not losing money, and to think, what's wrong with $1 billion? Is that a bad goal? I mean, I want to be a billionaire, right? There's a whole song about that. That's great. It's a good goal to have. Having money and making money it is good, and this conference is about that. So set your goals on what can I do to make that money, not how much am I going to make. How much is it going to be? What is it really, what's going to be in my bank account in 3 months? What's going to be in my bank account in 6 months? You decide that. That's up to you. All right, stupid question number 2. How much time will it take, right? Oh, boy. Right, you can spend 10 minutes a day on this. You can, if you don't want to succeed, okay? Oh, if 10 minutes is all you have, great, spend it. Spend away your 10 minutes every day. Oh, ching, I clocked my time, I'm all done. Or you can talk to some of the other successful affiliates that are out here, and they'll tell you, I did not sleep last night, right? They were up all night, they were getting their sites ready, they were working really hard. This isn't easy. This isn't push button. Affiliate marketing isn't the super simplest thing you've ever seen before. It takes work. Now you can work smart, and you don't have to work 20 hours every single day, but you do have to put in the time and the effort. And this is one of the things that 20 hours, that sounds scary, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, right. So how many of you have worked through a 20-hour day before and looked up and went, oh my God, I forgot to eat. I didn't realize I've been sitting here for 20 hours. How cool is that? Yeah, I know. So when you're doing that kind of work and you're working that hard at something you're that passionate about, 20 hours is nothing, right? 10 minutes, if you have to tell yourself, what was that, 8-minute abs, right? Oh, I'm gonna work out 8 minutes every day and I'm really gonna, if you have to convince yourself that you can really set aside that 8 minutes or that 10 minutes to work at something, you're not committed to it. It's not something you're passionate about, and it's not something you really want to be doing. Now, if you can work 20 hours at something and look up and realize that, you didn't let the dog out and you haven't eaten anything, and wow, why is my mouth so dry? That's a good thing, okay? So think about that. And while we're talking through all of these ideas, think about those topics you would just love to spend an entire day on. Shut everybody else out, everything else out, and just focus on this one thing that just makes you happy. You can't wait to learn more about it. You're very, very excited about it. Okay, more stupid questions. Stupid question number 3, but I don't even have a business name yet. Or what about my website? Or what about an employee ID number? I need my tax ID number. Or what about my banks? Where's my office space? What am I going to do with all this? These are the kinds of things that are stalling tactics. This is your brain saying to you, oh wait, you're not ready for this yet. You don't want to do this yet because you know what? You don't even have a tax ID number. You need one of those. Okay, American citizens and those of you even from overseas have numbers that you can use. You all have at least your personal ID number, and that is perfectly fine to start with. You don't have to register a business. You don't have to have an employer ID number. You don't have to have a separate bank account number. You can earn the money under your own Social Security number, okay? Now, once you do start making money, I do suggest that you do get yourself set up. So you have a separate business, you have your employer ID number and all of that. But don't let that stop you now from getting started. Don't let this kind of thing, well, what would my business name be called? What would this be? Where would I bank? How much is that going to cost me? What are my checks going to go for? Those are the things that are going to stop you from sitting down for 20 hours and getting that site done and getting your idea out there. So don't let these things hold you up. All right, stupid question number 4. Okay, this is one of my favorites, and anybody who's new to affiliate marketing or online marketing, even marketing in general, is going to have this as an issue. I keep getting conflicting information, right? And so I have an example of this. I was working with a publisher site. I have a health and beauty client, and they are all about Google. We have to do absolutely everything so that Google loves us. And I say, okay, that's great. So I took a look at their articles, and every single article that they had, the first 5 keywords, which were all stuffed into one sentence, all jumbled together, were all linked to other pages on the site. And they were bolded, and I think they even had the first one as an H1 tag. And they said, that's what we read. We read you needed an H1 tag, you had to link all these things together, you had to put this. They read all of these different pieces of information, shoved it all together, and made the most horrible site that I had ever seen in my entire life. Well, maybe not the worst, but pretty bad. So they took all of these things that they thought were rules, right? These are rules that we have to follow. That's how they read these. And they said, okay, how do we do this? And shove it all into the first sentence of the page so that Google absolutely loves us. Do you think Google liked that page at all? No, they hated it. They were not sending them any traffic at all. So here's the thing. You're going to be getting conflicting information. You're going to be getting a lot of, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. Take this all as opinions, right? Those of you who are parents, how much of that kind of information did you get when you had your kids, right? Oh, you should be using cloth diapers. Oh, you should be feeding them natural food. Oh, you shouldn't, lay them on their back, no, their stomach. Everybody has an opinion about things. But what did you do? You tried the cloth diapers, and maybe they worked for you, maybe they didn't. You tried the natural food. You did the sleeping on the back. You did the sleeping on the stomach. You have to do the same thing with your business. You have to say, okay, I've got all of these different pieces of information that are coming at me. what really makes sense for my business? What is it that I can do? What piece of this can I use? What piece of it shouldn't I use? And what really applies to me? My friend Rebecca, who's actually sitting here in the front too, she and I talk about this a lot. She's an SEO person, SEO expert, and people do this, right? They have that's the rule, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, and we talk a lot about the difference in art and science, right? So there is a science to some of this, right? There's algorithms, there are numbers that can be followed, and there are specific formulas that you can look at. However, applying that science is a real art, and that art is different for each and every person. So finding your art and finding how you're going to apply the information that you're learning is going to be what makes you successful. Okay. All right. Stupid question number 5. But I don't have any money to advertise. How am I going to get traffic? So this is what I had said at the beginning. I know that when you're getting started with a site, especially an affiliate site where you're saying, hey, I'm giving information on this site, who's going to come? Who's going to be looking at it? If you build it and you build it right, they will come. It's just, that's all there is to it. And I know that sounds super cheesy, but it's very, very true. You don't really have to buy traffic. There's free traffic out there. And later on here in this presentation, I'm going to show you some stats from a site that I launched recently that actually got free traffic just from being there. So, okay. So, enough with the stupid questions. Everybody good though? You know those stupid questions. If you're talking to people, you're going through the meat market today, or you're going through the exhibit hall throughout the rest of the 2 days, don't ask those affiliate managers how much money you can make with them. Don't ask them how long it's going to take to get the stuff done. That's not going to be, they're going to be like, oh great, one of those. So don't be that guy. All right, simple answer number 1, failures rock. Okay. Who here likes to lose? Nobody likes to lose, right? But how much do you learn when you get your butt kicked, right? Oh my God, right? When you've spent that 20-hour night working through and getting everything done on something just to have one simple thing go wrong, and you got to spend the next 20 redoing it all over again, okay? That's where you really learn, because then you don't make that mistake again, and you get a lot more efficient about spending your time and not having to spend 20 hours the next time around. Don't be afraid to fail, okay? Ideas, and I'll say this time and time again, ideas are worth nothing, right? At the very least, something that your idea that you have right now could be worth is at least a learning experience. The next week, spending the next week on getting a site launched, spending the next week on getting something out there will get you further ahead than saying like, oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to be doing it right. I don't know if I'm going to get it all exactly the way it needs to be. I don't know if it's going to be the success that I'm hoping it's going to be. It might not, but it could be your greatest failure ever, okay? Failures are not bad. Okay, simple answer number 2, like I said earlier, it's all about the value. Starting with questions like, how much money am I going to make? How much time do I have to spend? Those are actually pretty selfish questions. And if you're going to sell to a consumer, you want somebody to come to your site, you have a visitor, you have somebody who's going to be buying something from you. What you want to do is to be asking what's in it for them, not what's in it for you. And that's kind of a hard thing for us to do, right? Because we all agreed early on, our goal here is to make money. We want to make money, and we need that person to give us their money. So play it their way, play their game. Figure out what's in it for them. What can you provide to the customer to make your site, your product, something of value? Now think about that topic that, the several topics maybe that you've had stewing around in your head, the things that you came here to learn more about. What is it doing for that end user and for that visitor? Is it delivering them from some pain of some kind? Maybe they're lost in the middle of Manhattan and you have an awesome app for finding your way through Manhattan, right? Maybe it saves them time. We could all use more time, right? Having reference materials online, having a quick lookup for something online is a great time saver. Calculators, great time savers. Any work that you can be doing in the area of expertise that you have to put information out there and have reference materials and quick little tools for people that save them time are huge. Saves them money. Coupon sites, right? Coupon sites are one of the biggest things. You guys are going to see a lot of them here. You're going to hear a lot about them. There's actually a lot of debate about them. So saving money, though, it's right up there with making money. We all like to save money as much as we like to make money. Maybe it enhances their lives. Maybe there's something that you're doing with your site that gives somebody a chance to do something they couldn't have done before, or gives them an opportunity to have something that they weren't going to have before. So think about that idea that you had, that topic that you had, and think how is it delivering some value to that end user? What is it that you know that you could offer to people? And not how much could you charge them for it, not what are they going to be willing to pay for it, but just what can you offer them? Start there on the value. Okay, so now what we're going to do is talk about taking that topic and working it through to a plan. Like I mentioned earlier, there's no set formula. There's no set steps, like step 1 you do this, step 2 you do that, spend 10 minutes on this, and the next day on that. A lot of this is going to be up to you to be testing and working through things. But what I want to give you here is some guidelines. What are some things that you can follow? So we'll talk about that topic. We'll talk about the demand for that, the supply, letting your ideas spawn, talking about the end game, and then getting you going. So let me look at that. Okay. All right, very simple ideas. So I was sitting putting this together, and I thought, what is a topic that people probably don't believe is really, really highly searched? There's a high demand for it online, right? And what kind of market is there around this topic? And I don't know why, but cheeseburgers came into my head at the time. So what I'm going to do is walk through a couple of things here, looking at supply and demand for cheeseburgers when it comes as a topic, right? Is anybody hungry? All right. Okay. So what you're looking at here, and I was hoping the numbers would work or show up a little bit better, but what you're looking at here is a report that comes from a tool called the Google Keyword Research Tool. Okay, if you aren't using this already, make sure that you stick it on your most visited favorites toolbar, whatever you use to get to the sites that you look at every day. Anytime you have an idea, you're going to plug it into this thing and it will tell you what you need to know. So a quick little side note here. We talk a lot about Google, and there are other search engines, there are other ways to get traffic, but what I tend to go back to is that it takes about as much time to get listed in Google and get Google's attention as it does to get Yahoo's, Bing's, the rest of the search engines. And Google's search is about they're at like 40% of the market, I think. Okay, is it higher? Okay. So, and I know I saw the numbers for Bing and Yahoo were like 13 and 12%. So it's going to take you just as much time to get this giant chunk of traffic as it is to get the smaller chunks of traffic. Time is a limiter. So if you have lots of time to spend and you can duplicate it over and over and over again to get into all of the engines, great. But a lot of times what you'll hear and what I work with is Google, because that's where most of the people are. Okay, so what I did with this Google Keyword Research Tool is I simply typed in cheeseburgers, burgers, hamburger, and you'll see that those are the top 3 results on there. The next little thing over is a green bar, and this is a competition bar. And what this is telling us is based on the number of searches that are out there for these keywords and the number of people that are paying for search words, this is how much competition there is. So it's very low competition for words like burger, hamburger, and cheeseburger, which I thought was kind of funny. But there's also a really high demand for them, which I really didn't know. I mean, making a cheeseburger or hamburger, God love my husband, he can't cook his way out of it anywhere, but he can make a hamburger. I mean, he put some meat together and throw it on the grill and grab some American cheese. Can't imagine that this many people are actually looking for information on burgers. So local monthly searches, and local is on the far right, and that's, I think my location was set as just the United States at the time. So 6 million monthly searches for burger. 1.2 million for hamburger, and 823,000 for cheeseburger. Okay, that's a lot of searches, and there's not a lot of demand in those categories. And maybe people have tried and just haven't made money there, but I'm thinking this is just one of those topics pulled off the top of my head. Who actually searches for this online? A lot of people search for this online, and they're not finding a ton of results, according to what Google's saying. Now, one of the best parts about this tool is that it gives you your results for your top 3. So I already know that this topic has really high amounts of searches and it has low amounts of competition. Seems like a pretty decent opportunity. If I thought cheeseburgers is really what I want to spend a lot of time on, this is going to tell me, okay, this is worth some further investigation. So the bottom section, and this can go on for pages and pages, but I just have the top part of it here. Now what this does is Google is giving you a list of words that are related to burger, hamburger, cheeseburger that it also thinks you might want to know about, right? So there's some things in here. The first one on the list says Crystal Burger locations. There's 720 of those. I don't know what Crystal Burger is. Maybe you guys have them in your local areas. But apparently 720 people are looking, a month are looking for a Crystal Burger. Some of the other ones here, the next one down is burger recipes, and that is 301 on the global scale, and then 165,000 on local searches. So just burger recipes. And look, that competition bar is saying it's pretty low competition out there for sites that have burger recipes. Now, the biggest competition that's there, that actually is burger franchises. So people looking into getting their own, I don't know who franchises even anymore, Wendy's or Sonic or something like that. So there's some competition out there for that. And there's also the next bigger bar down is there's some decent competition for Boca Burger coupons. So Boca, I'm pretty sure those are the veggie burgers, right, that you get out of the freezer. And the coupons, right, we already talked about saving people money. So there's some competition. Somebody's figured that out, that people are looking for those, and they're supplying some content, probably coupons there as well. So reading through this list, though, I'm finding a couple of different things, and I've got them together here on the next page. What I'm finding is there is actually a demand out there under the topic of cheeseburgers, okay? So I took a look through that list, paged through to look at the keyword suggestions that were there, and finding, okay, what are people looking for, and try to put together some buckets of ideas. And this is one of the things you guys need to do. Look at the keyword lists that you get back, look at the suggestions, and look for themes, right? So some of the themes that I saw, recipes. I saw recipes. You know, people were looking for hamburger recipe, grill recipe, cheeseburger recipe, right? Restaurants. They wanted to know about restaurants that were serving burgers. They also wanted coupons. So those were 3 big buckets of within this topic of things that people were actually looking for. So I started thinking, just really simply, looking at that list, if I were to create a website about cheeseburgers, what could I give people? Well, they told me exactly what they wanted. They want recipes, they want restaurants, and they want coupons. Could I give that information, right? Anyone here know how to make a hamburger? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Easy, you can make a hamburger. Easy, you can write out the steps on making a hamburger. Okay, so for restaurants, how about a directory of restaurants? Maybe it's a local area restaurant, maybe it's a chain, and you want to know. I don't even remember what it was, but when we went to Las Vegas for an affiliate summit a few years back, a bunch of the guys that I were with at our company wanted to go to a specific burger place. Where they crossed, I don't know, In-N-Out, okay, In-N-Out. They wanted to go to an In-N-Out. They actually walked across the freeway to go to an In-N-Out burger, and they were dying to find an In-N-Out. So they would have loved at that point to know how to get to the In-N-Out so they didn't almost get killed on the freeway. Okay, and then coupons, right? Coupons. And coupons can go for anything. Coupons, we saw people were looking for Boca Burger coupons. They're looking for the frozen veggie burger. How niche is that? Frozen foods at home, you know, we're talking about moms who are cooking, maybe even people who are making meals for one. It's a vegetarian burger, so here, I mean, you've got even more niche on something like that. So coupons for somebody that's coming through for that, you know exactly who you're talking to. Okay. All right. Now, what you need to do, and if you spend 20 hours doing this, you've found a topic that you love. Let your ideas just spawn. Just spend time with a notebook, your iPad, your computer, a dry erase board. You know, all of you, every single one of us has somewhere we like to get our ideas out. So do that. Sit down and just let those ideas just flow, right? This here, I wrote up as quickly as I typed it. So those really were what the first, 10 ideas that came to my head, or however many are on that list. That's how quickly these came out. If I had spent an hour on this, I would have a huge list of things, right? So let me read off some of these things. These are put into two buckets. I have content. So this is just stuff I could write, stuff I could pay somebody to write, stuff I could get experts to help me write, give me their content, or tools. Tools is the other bucket. What are little things I could build that people could actually use, right? So under content, okay, super simple, a burger recipe site, right? There are recipe sites out there, but Google already told us it's looking specifically for burger recipes and it's not finding a whole lot of them. So if we could be the best burger recipe site, we've got a pretty good chance of getting some traffic there. How about an online cooking show, podcast? We have a decent personality, somebody standing in front of their flip cam in their kitchen or their Mac or their iPad, set up on a stand and hey, make a burger. Take the patties out to the grill with you on the back patio or the back porch and film yourself doing this. I even went to the organic vegetarian burger recipes. Again, very, very niche, but we already know that people were looking for things in that area. All right, some tools. And now by tools, I don't want to scare anyone. This isn't anything you have to go and get crazy programming done and lots of stuff. You have to know PHP or anything like that. So for tools, how about an upload your recipe site? WordPress has plugins for this. And if anybody's developing and you're going and developing anything for the first time, just build a WordPress site. Save yourself a lot of frustration and learn it. You may as well learn it. It's very, very easy. Once you get going, you just have to pull the trigger and do it the first time. A directory, specifically burger joints. That's more of a tool than it is necessarily just content. You have a directory where maybe even those burger places could upload their own information. A burger joint review site. So ask people, what'd you think about that In-N-Out that you crossed the freeway for in Las Vegas? How good was it, right? A burger recipe review site. Greasy spoon report, beware site. I mean, I love a good burger, but I'm a little freaked out sometimes when you get a recommendation. I walk in and I'm like, I'm really going to eat here? Wait a minute. I'd like to know how many people got food poisoning the next day. So mobile app for any of these, right? Mobile app would be great. Or mobile app for sharing awesome burger photos. Now, I have a brother-in-law that would die for that. He'd be like, oh, it would be, it'd be his type of his own porn, just looking at burgers, He'd be so happy. Okay. So take the time to do that. Let your ideas just go. It's good. All right. Now let's also talk about the end game, right? So you've got all of these ideas. Which one are you going to pick? There's lots of those. There are a couple of those on that list that are like, oh, that's maybe not that bad of an idea. Maybe I'll give it a try. But I need to think about why am I building this? What am I trying to build? So with my burger site, what do I want passive income? Do I just want to set something up and have some money rolling in over a little bit of time? Just it's over there. I don't really have to deal with it very much, but I know that on a monthly basis, I'm getting a couple $100, maybe a couple $1,000. That's nice, right? Passive income's always great. It's something you don't have to work a whole lot at. It's on autopilot, and you kind of just rinse and repeat, right? If I built a burger site that did really well, maybe I'd look up, I don't know, macaroni and cheese and see if that worked. And if it did, I would just duplicate what I did for the burger one and apply macaroni and cheese to it and move on to the next one, okay? Or do I want a steady business? Is it something that I really want to grow slowly? Do I want to become the next Rachel Ray? Do I want to be the Rachel Ray of burgers? Do I really want to make a name for myself. I want to be the one on that podcast. I want people flocking to me and coming to me for the best burger recipes and getting into competition and all of that. Well, maybe not. Or do I want to think about a buyout at some point? Do I think, okay, I really want to have the, this amazing site that's reviewing every single burger place that's out there on the planet, and this is really going to get, Google's attention, and they're going to say, hey, we don't have that data yet. We want it. We want to buy you. We want to take this from you. So I kind of weigh out my options on what's most appropriate for the topic of hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and what really makes sense for me. What do I want? What else do I want? How much time do I want to spend on this? How much time do I have? How much do I want to be spending on other things? So think about what you want to do with your site. You have a lot of different options when you're getting it going. Okay, do it. Definitely. Sitting in this room and thinking about your ideas, going home and thinking about them, thinking will get you nowhere further than you are today, okay? Go home and do them. Do these things. Decide what you're going to deliver. Pick a name. Pick any name, okay? Call me. If you're there and you're like, okay, the name is the only thing I can't get, I don't know. You may not like it later, and you can always change it, but I will give you a name. Get cozy with WordPress. Build the site, build the tools, start learning WordPress. Okay, monetize it. All right, where's the money? You've got lots of different options for making money. There's affiliate products. You are going to meet and have the opportunity to meet lots and lots of affiliate managers on the floor today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Go meet them, ask them, hey, I'm thinking about starting a cheeseburger recipe site. What do you have for me? What can I do? I haven't built the site yet. Is there anything that I could be building? What could I add to it now? What should I plan to add to it so that I can give you something you don't already have? Okay? Amazon. I put Amazon separately. They're a little bit, obviously they have an affiliate program. They're one of the biggest, most well-known ones. But they're a little bit different. If you're just getting started and you're a little bit gun-shy on what am I doing, what am I not doing, just copying and pasting code from Amazon is super, super simple. Don't be afraid to do it. It's already, joining the program's easy. All of you, I'm going to assume, have bought from Amazon before, so getting an account is very easy. CPCs, that's cost per click, and those things like AdSense. Throw up some AdSense on the site. You're going to hear a lot. This is one of those things where you'll get conflicting information. Yes, you can earn money from AdSense, but you'll actually hear search engine specialists tell you that Google doesn't like sites with AdSense on it, which is funny. It's something that's there. It's a way that you can monetize your sites. But take a look at it too. AdBrite's another one. Then there are other CPM networks where basically just paste a little bit of code into your sidebar or into a banner area, and it just rotates the banner or text ads or something there for you, and then they pay you for it. So it's nice, it's easy, but also take a look at it. For example, on the CPM side, I have one of my clients, I have a site that has about 12,000 page views a month, and it earned $3 from having an AdBrite ad on the side. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't really adding anything. It's there, but $3 a month, like, meh. It wasn't worth having the ad on the site there for that. So play around with it and find what works for you. And just because it's making some money, consider how much it really is making. $3, don't let that ruin your site. Okay, monetize it. Where's the real money? Again, I'm going to say this. The affiliate managers that are here today, tomorrow, and the next day should become your very best friends. Go and talk to them, okay? These are the people who are working for a specific company and saying, I run the affiliate program, I'm in charge, I manage all of our affiliates, I manage all of the coupons and the links and the things like that, come talk to me. Those are the people who might be standing at the booths that you see and the meat markets as well. Talk with them. And like I said, go into it just like you're thinking about going in to talk to customers. Find out what's in it for them. What have they been dying to get their affiliates to do that they just can't, right? What do they want that best affiliate to do that they just can't get them to pick up the phone to do it for them? You do it for them. You come in and say, you know what? I'm going to build a site. I'll build it. I'm going to build it your way. You show me, and I'm going to have, we're going to have some great results together, okay? There's another term you're going to hear here called OPM. That's Outsourced Program Management. Those are agencies and consultancies who have the sole purpose of managing affiliate programs for other companies, okay? So you'll see those people here as well. They are great, very, very great, because not only do they know affiliates for one program, they know other affiliates for lots of other programs. They have more than one, usually more than one program in their house, so they'll be able to say, oh, you know what, you're not a good fit for this one, but you're a good fit for this one. Or here's 3 more that you might also be interested in. They're really, really good. So find those people and become friends with them. Okay. So this last part is about traffic, and this is one of the things that I promised to show you. So this is a site that launched on, I think that it actually launched around June 15th. That top graph is the Google traffic, and you'll see the top bar is a 60. Yes, top bar is 60, and the middle bar is 30. So this is the total traffic that came to the site. So you can see at first, you know, there's a little bit, it's up and down. There's probably, you know, here and there people are hearing about it or passing it around and understanding it's there. And then where it spikes around June 16th, the strategy that is used there is something called 1 a day, and I'll show you that in just a second. But even before that, take a look at the graph below it. This is Google traffic. So this is the traffic that Google sent to that same exact site, same time frame that's there. And the top bar on that one is a 20, in the middle is a 10. So you can see that Google, within weeks of having the site launched, you know, it looks like they're at the beginning of the line. They probably figured out we had our site map. They indexed some of our pages, figured out it was there. Oop. And then all of a sudden they were like, oh wait, I get it. And you can see where that first big spike is. That's where we started. That's where we started our 1 a day strategy, where we started putting out 1 new piece of content every day. And there's, you know, little by little, Google's seeing us more and more and more. That's completely free traffic. This is all we did was look to see what are people looking for around this topic, around this niche that we're in, and you know, what can we build? What can we give them? We gave them content, and they're eating it up. They're sending us traffic. Okay. So, all right. So this 1 a day strategy. I'm gonna get through this because what time is it? Sorry. Okay. All right. So 1 article, so many uses. If you guys could commit to writing an article a day, you have absolutely amazing potential for driving traffic and getting really, really good niche traffic. Now, this might even sound like it's a horrible thing, but it's to have to write every day. It doesn't have to be a lot. I'll give you one example of something I did. I had a bunch of tweets, things that I retweeted last week. I turned that into a blog post. Here are the things that I retweeted last week. This is, you know, a sentence on each one. I think there were 6 of them. I mean, that was crazy. Put that on my blog, and what did I tell you? I was telling Rebecca this yesterday. Within a few hours, I had 15 hits on that page. Like, what? What? All I did was tell people what I retweeted the week before, you know? So really, putting things out there is not that hard. You don't have to be, you know, trying so hard to write. Rick was just saying this a few minutes ago, right? You don't have to be a really good writer to write. Just get some things out there. There's editors. There are friends that will look things over for you. If you have something valuable, if you're giving people what they're looking for, that's it. That's all it has to be. Okay. So let's say you have 1 article that you're putting out every day, right? Put it out as a blog post. Again, WordPress. Use WordPress. Google likes WordPress right now. It likes blog posts. It understands the structure. Use it. Tweet it. Then also auto-tweet it, or schedule it to be tweeted in the future without you touching it. Hootsuite. I don't know if anybody uses Hootsuite. If not, do it. Yeah, good. It works, right? Just go through. I don't really like their uploader. They have a bulk uploader, which is really difficult to use, but that's fine. But if it's really simple to say, okay, this is my my tweet from today. I copy and paste that and drop down the little calendar and schedule it out for the next year. So for the next year, I'm telling Twitter to remind people that that page exists that I just put up today, and it takes me 5 minutes, right? Facebook. So you have a Facebook post that says, hey, I've got this new article on my site, check it out. Use your friends. They are using you all the time. You know they are. Use them, whatever. They all owe you something. A like is good. Okay, video, YouTube, whatever you just wrote, can you turn it into a quick PowerPoint presentation and talk through it and throw that up on YouTube? Good. Who is it? Am I over? I want to know who it is. I know, right? What's your idea? Let's turn it into a website. This is a long conversation. Wrong number? Okay. Yeah, right. Take his pizza order. Yeah, tell him it'll be there in 15 minutes, or it's free. Okay. So YouTube. Also, if you're at all comfortable with just popping open a camera and chatting away, go for it. I know a lot of people aren't. I'd say I'm usually comfortable for it, but I work at home, so I'm in my pajamas and I have my hair pulled back in a ponytail, so I don't have a whole lot of video out there. The next and last one is LinkedIn. Yes, take it right off the hook. We'll be good with that. So LinkedIn is kind of like your friends. Use your friends on LinkedIn as well. Tell them, have them help you out. Start some conversations there and share your information on LinkedIn too. All right, let's see what I have next. All right, think about an editorial calendar. Okay, thank you. So there's 365 days a year. Can you come up with 365 pieces? That's hard. You can take out the weekends. So you've got 261 weekdays. It's really not that bad, okay? There are 52 weeks. So if you're thinking about, okay, I've got my topic of cheeseburgers, what if I split that up and every week I did something like, I could do, fat-free burgers one week, turkey burgers the next week, veggie burgers the next one, and use different types of burger, right? So I've got 52 I can do that with. Or I can look at 5 days a week. Maybe Monday's veggie day. Maybe Tuesday is cheeseburger day, right? So there's different ways to kind of break this up, and then also obviously 12 months. So if you think about your editorial calendar and you think about a one a day in context of how you're going to split up the information and how you're going to get it done, it turns it into much more manageable chunks that you can get through, okay? And a week's worth of blog posts, sit down on Sunday evening. This is what I do, tuck the kids into bed, I go sit down, we have the TV on, and I'm, busting through a couple of blog posts. 3 or 4 of them get done, and they're posted and scheduled for the week, and I don't have to do it again. And really, it's not a whole lot of time. Didn't take me a lot of time, right? Okay. Smart promotion. Get out there. Use Guerrilla Tactics, and I'm making this very clear. Guerrilla Tactics, not warfare. Okay, anybody who has a blog or has a Facebook page or anything, those people who come up and they're putting their diet pills and their Viagra pill, whatever. You're like, that's just warfare. They're just attacking. They're paying people in India and the Philippines and outsourced places like that to just go out there and spread this stuff all over. It's just bad. It doesn't work. Nobody likes it. So just stay away from that. Stick to related channels. Go to blogs that are like your blog. Go to other cheeseburger blogs and start commenting. Go to other LinkedIn groups. LinkedIn, you'll find some of the groups are kind of spammy. I don't know if you guys use them at all, but some of them are really good, and they have decent discussions that are going on in there. Quora, this is one of my favorites. Rebecca actually introduced me to this, and I can honestly point to 3 clients that I've gotten in the last 2 to 3 months that came to me because they saw I answered a question on Quora. Like, okay, I answer one question and my phone rings, right? So showing your expertise and being out in an area where people are asking questions about, let's go back to cheeseburgers again. There's questions about cheeseburgers. I write an answer for it and show that I'm Rachel Honoway from cheeseburger.com. Then people are going to be checking out cheeseburger.com, right? Focus is another one like Quora. I don't happen to like it as much. I know some people do. It seems a little bit more stiff. So I don't really fit into that so well. And then Harrow, everybody says it different, Help a Reporter. This is Peter Shankman's brainchild. It's owned by Vocus PR now, but it's great. If you guys are not getting this already every day, 3 times a day, sign up for it, helpareporter.com. Sign up to be a source. You'll get lists 3 times a day of people, bloggers, journalists, people with TV shows, books, who are looking for expertise in absolutely every area, and I mean every area. So, and then relevant contributions. So if you're going to post something on Quora, or you're going to put something out on Facebook, make it something valuable. Don't just put a sales pitch out there, right? And do your advertising as, oh, by the way, right? Signature file. That's the easiest thing, right? If Rachel Honoway of cheeseburger.com answers this question about an amazing cheeseburger recipe, well, I didn't say you have to come to cheeseburger.com to get the recipe, right? I gave you the recipe, and then I just said, oh, by the way, I happen to be cheeseburger.com. You can come on over there and check that out too. That passive advertising is something that builds very long-term traffic and long-term value, okay? All right. So ideas executed. So I'm going to wrap it up here so we can have some time for questions. So ideas are worth nothing, absolutely nothing. All they are is fuzz in your head right now. Get them out. Pick a topic. Pick 10 topics. Doesn't matter. Just start somewhere. Determine what the demand is for it. Identify what you're going to provide, what you're going to supply. Build it. Fill that demand, monetize it, and then get traffic, right? This is just a little guideline, and I walked you through each of those pieces. I know it's not super easy, and I'm definitely not saying that it's easy, but I'm saying it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So find something that you love and go after it. I did want to give you guys this. I don't know if you get printouts of all of these, but some resources, some of the things you should definitely have. Google Apps, if you don't have a Google Apps account to be handling your mail and all of your document sharing and things like that, get it. Bless you, bless you. Twitter, duh. Facebook, duh. LinkedIn. Okay, Quora, Focus, YouTube. Grab accounts there. Start using them. At least get comfortable with them. Tools, WordPress. Use WordPress. If you go with a hosting company, Bluehost is one of them, I know for sure, that has simple scripts. I know there are tons and tons of others. It makes installing a WordPress so simple. You just really hit a button that says WordPress, and then it sends you your username and password. So you don't have to set up the SQL databases or anything like that anymore. It's very nice. Bizzoto, this is actually a company, a small startup that I'm working with. They've got a great tool for building forms. Forms are one of the things that you guys might want to be looking at doing, collecting information, other than just a contact form on your site. And they've got a really easy tool to use for that. Getting help with things. You don't have to be a programmer, you don't have to be a designer, but you do have to use things like 99 Designs, crowdsourcing for design. It's really, really great. Odesk and Rent-A-Coder, if you're looking like, hey, I'd really like it if my site could do this quick little thing, right? You can put little projects out there like that. And news and info. AppSumo, I don't know if everybody here has heard of AppSumo before. It's, I guess, like a Groupon for geeks, right? And it's really, really helpful. I find a lot of things. They'll have a day where there's 49 WordPress templates all available for $49 or something like that. So they get really good deals. Google News Alerts is another one to make sure you're getting the news and information around the topics that you're interested in. One of the things I want to mention with AppSumo is that they do a lot of courses. They'll promote different courses that people have. Now these are really good. So they're through they'll be through just proprietary systems and things like that. But there is another company called Udemy, U-D-E-M-Y. Am I saying that? It's like Academy, but with U first. And they do all online training, e-learning and training. So if you're finding yourself going to Rent-A-Coder 2 times a week to get somebody to write up little JavaScripts for you, go learn Java. Take a quick little course in Java. It'll take you a couple of hours over a couple of weeks. You'll get it done, and you'll save yourself the time, okay? So don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to go out there and take these courses and learn things that seem incredibly scary right now. They break it down for you, and they make it not so scary, and then that makes it not so expensive for you to keep up with these things in the future, okay? Okay, So thank you. All right. So any questions? You can come up to the mic if you're comfortable with that. That would help. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Brian Schneider.
Hi, Brian.
I want to say you're a great speaker.
Oh, thank you.
I have really listened there. It's my first affiliate summit, and I've really listened to everything you said.
There might be better people. It's just I'm the first. That's all.
I wanted to just throw something out there about brainstorming.
Okay.
And there's a free download. I don't know if everybody's an app guy, but there's a free download in the Mac App Store. It's called MindNode. And I don't know if you ever use this program, but there's a free version of it. And you can put in basically a silo structure of a website and just kind of put in keyword as something.com. And then have these little derivatives that come off as keyword this, categories. And then have just build out your silo under each one of those. And that's a really great thing because you can put in your information and just get the general whiteboard of what your site would look like way prior to ever going through the motion of building out and going through the time and whatnot. But the thing I really like about it is that you can see the overall snapshot of, is this a project I even want to take on?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you meet a client and they're throwing out this really wild, crazy idea. It's like, all right, let me whiteboard this real quick. And it might take you a little bit of time, but you'll know whether or not they know what they're talking about because you can just kind of checkmate them.
And you have little buckets that you're looking at.
Yeah, and you could add little buckets.
Yeah, and then you're looking to say, how much do I really know about this?
Yeah.
How much help would I have to get this done, this done, this done?
Yeah, and then maybe you actually find your expertise is over in here. So going back to the cheeseburger, maybe you have a lot of expertise in this side, so that's the section you concentrate on, and it's just like finding I guess the traffic and the money there come in and just, that's how I guess it's a complete picture, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great tip. So MindNode was the app.
MindNode,
yes. Okay, MindNode's free app.
Scrivener, I don't know if anybody writes, PDF documents or whatnot, but you can take MindNode and bring it into Scrivener, and that will lay out sort of a storyboard for you you to go in and talk about and build out your content with. And so when you search your content, you can just grab snips, shove them in there, boom, 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 and now you got the whole site already built out in a theory.
Good.
So you use WordPress to
fill in the blanks then. Okay. Well, good. Thank you. That was a really great tip. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Hi.
Hello. So you said promote your site through Twitter, LinkedIn, status, and all this stuff. Do you have some more resources for this? First question. And second question, if you do it like you say, every day a post or make a schedule weekly, from your experience, how long does it take to rise, to take off, and maybe make a living out of it?
Oh, see,
I'm already making a living from my sites, but it's for the publishers. So.
Right. No, that's good. Okay, so for the first part of your question, are there other places to promote your site, get traffic? Yes, hundreds, thousands, great places. You're going to hear from and see and talk to people right here over this next week that are all about traffic generation. Talk to them. You've got one of the easiest things, once you know that the free traffic coming to your site is actually turning into money for you, you've got PPC. You can buy keywords from Google, and they make it very easy for you to do that. So once you know that you have some money in there, then you can put some money behind it. That's great, yeah. Now, how long? So this is the one-a-day strategy that I talked about. The strategy, we kicked it off there where that first, on the bottom, where the first peak happens on the bottom. So you can see Google noticed us once we did it, but then it took, kind of the rest of the internet and Google to really latch on and start sending a lot of people about 2 weeks. So this is the type of strategy that you really can get going now, and in 2 weeks, really email me and say, like, I doubted you and you were right. I'm getting free traffic. I want to hear that. I want to hear that in 2 weeks. Okay? All right. More questions? Okay. Do you want to yell or you want to walk? It's up to you. Okay. Okay, sure. So she's saying that she's got the ideas, she knows what she wants to get done, but she doesn't have the technical background. What do I do? This is the biggest question when it comes to anybody, business-minded people. We know what's going to make money. We know what's going to get out there. It's just like, how do I get this done? This is a hard thing, right? Okay, 2 questions, and you don't have to answer these, but all of you ask yourself these 2 questions. 1, do I have money? Okay. If you have money to spend, if you can get a site built, you can have somebody build out a really great WordPress site for you, 3,000, 5,000, okay? Yeah. You can have a really crappy one built for you for a couple $100 if you want to be cheap, yeah. I don't suggest that. If you start with that, okay, and then start looking at what do you want that site to do. If you're working with a good person who knows WordPress, they will recommend free plugins and existing plugins, even if they cost $79 or something like that. But they'll recommend things to you that are already out there that you can have done. They also will know, hey, we can custom script something. Oh, I'm running out of time, so this will be the last one. Okay, so your second option is, okay, I don't have money. Where do I start? Learn WordPress today. Go home tonight, learn it in your hotel room tonight, okay? Get the stuff going, and you'll find there are a lot of tools and technology that are built in there. You don't have to go and find anybody else to do it, okay? Thank you all very much. That was fun.